What's up, guys? I'm going to talk a little bit about what I covered in my previous video, which I will leave a link in the description box for those of you who haven't seen it. And it concerns Red Dead Redemption 2 and the delays and the real reason behind it, which is strictly my opinion. But, those of you who are interested can check that out. But just to add to that really quick, Strauss Zelnick, who's the CEO of Take-Two, who's the publisher for Rockstar Games, he came out and he said that there would be no more delays. And for me, that just adds another layer to what I was talking about, which is their claim that they're polishing the game and that's why they have continued to delay this game is bullshit. It's all about microtransactions. Now, why am I saying that? Well, if this game's been delayed repeatedly, and it's going to be well over a year since they initially announced it was going to come out, and now they pushed it to the fall. Well, if the reason for that is the game needs polish, how do you know that you're still not going to need more time? I mean, for you to come out and just say there's not going to be another delay with such certainty, I don't understand how you could do that if this is really all about polish. The reason that they can come out and say with such certainty that there's not going to be another delay is because the game is finished. The game, they can release this game today if they wanted to. Okay? So that's the only way you can make that kind of guarantee that, oh, there's not going to be another delay. So, this is all about microtransactions. That's what they're really working on. That is what's not ready. Okay? And those of you who are interested, you can watch the previous video where I go into detail about all of this stuff. But I just wanted to add that to what I talked about previously. And that's really what's going on. And when you look around, those of you who are following the development of that game and look forward to it, you probably noticed something else. I would say 95% of videos that are online of people talking about the delay have taken the same perspective, that it's a great thing that this thing's being delayed because that means we're going to get the best possible game and it's going to be great. And yeah, I mean, no shit. If you take longer to make something, you should have a better product. I'm not arguing against that. What I'm saying is that the premise that this game is being polished all this time is bullshit. I explained why. But notice that most of these people online, they bought it hook, line, and sinker. And then they're just like running with it. They're like, oh, this is really good news because, if the game's not ready, it shouldn't come. So they bought the bullshit. I'm not buying it. Now, there is somebody who does a lot of Red Dead Redemption videos, Legacy Killer. He does good videos, so he's got a really cool channel. But after I was talking about, and listen, I'm not saying that they got it from me or anything. I'm like a nobody on YouTube. Nobody really knows who I am except a couple of you guys, and really, so I can't say that people get things from me. But I didn't see anybody else mention any of that stuff. And he released a video recently talking exactly about why this game's being delayed. And lo and behold, even he's saying now that it has to do with microtransactions. And he talked about the same stuff I talked about as far as what went on with EA and Battlefront. And the other stuff that went on with Take-Two with the NBA 2K franchise. That's something else I didn't get too deep into in that video. But that's another whole ball of wax right there, because Take-Two already knows what it's like to get backlash. They got a lot of backlash for the last NBA 2K game, and they've completely ruined that franchise because of microtransactions, because of greed. So, you know, there's going to come a day, and I love Rockstar. You guys know that I love all their games, but nothing lasts forever. And there's going to come a day where we look back and say, man, remember when Rockstar was making the best games and now they just, you know, went down the toilet? It's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon, but it's not because of Rockstar. Rockstar is the developer. They're very talented. They make great games, but Take-Two is the publisher. They're the ones that really make the decisions. They're the ones that decide about the transaction, the microtransactions, all the other garbage, DLC, all that stuff. They're the ones that really manipulate that. So they're pretty much calling all the shots. And just like EA, which at one time used to be known as a good game developer, and now EA has just a really fucked up, shitty reputation, just like Bungie, and you know, there's a lot of good developers that just went down the toilet as time went on because they got greedy, and now they're just like everyone else, and they're just trying to milk everybody for whatever they can. And you know what? Rockstar is not going to be immune to that, because Take-Two is already on that path. I hope it doesn't happen anytime soon. You know, this game is going to be awesome. You know, I have no doubt about that. But it's going to have some real fucked up shit in it, you know, in terms of microtransactions. And God knows what they have planned with DLC. And that's all these people talk about, is how they didn't monetize Grand Theft Auto enough, if you could believe that. It just goes to show you the level of greed. You know, you give these people an inch and they'll take a foot. So enough is never enough, and they're just going to keep finding ways to get more of your money. You know, and I don't mind paying for stuff as long as it's worth something. Which leads me to NASCAR, the update. I'm going to tell you real quick my thoughts on it. Is it worth it? I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm on the fence. I really don't have an answer for you on that. You know, a part of me says, yeah, I'm okay with it. It's just $10, and then they did put work into the Roval at Charlotte. That's an actual whole track. So they put money into that. They put their resources into it. So on that sense, because you're getting that, I'm okay with it. Okay? But on the other sense, it's like, really, other than that, the game offers nothing except the new paint schemes, the car model, and, you know, updated rosters in the schedule. You know, basically, it's, I don't know, man. It's right. I'm on the fence about it. So, on to the actual gameplay and stuff. You find out right away, in order to play the 2017 stuff, you gotta start your entire career over. You can't go online with it. Don't really care about that, to be honest, because I don't play online anymore. It's such a mess. It's just a waste of time. The track itself, I gotta be honest, I'm not a fan. There are a couple of things about it that I really don't like. Now, one of those things, which is good news, is that NASCAR is reconfiguring the tail end of the track. The last couple of turns, those paperclip sharp turns, they're gonna get rid of that, and then it's gonna just be one turn and then come back out on the main track, which I like that. This track, as it sits now, it just has way too many turns and too many sharp turns. That paperclip stuff, it just slows it. It just, I don't know. I don't like it. So NASCAR's reconfiguring it. Unfortunately, and it's kind of fucked up. I kind of feel bad for 704 because they put the resources and the time into making this track, and it's really it really hurts them because now it's basically the way it's laid out. It's not really what's really going to be in the real side of NASCAR. So it takes away from the appeal of getting it, which is one. And I don't know, man. The chicanes, I don't like it. There's something really odd about it. You just feel like you're coming into the chicanes at a too high rate of speed, right? You're just going too fast. If you got other cars around you, I don't know how this translates to the real track. I'm hoping that it's safer than it seems in the game because I'd hate to be the one to say it. Somebody's going to get hurt, seriously hurt, if not killed. That chicane is insane. So I don't really like it. I don't know. Maybe I got to get used to it. But it just feels like you're going way too fast through that chicane. And it's even when you're by yourself, it's kind of squirrely. So I don't know. I only tried it a couple times. I don't know. Maybe you get used to it. It takes on a different feel after a while, maybe. But overall, I don't know. I would have loved to see it would have been nice for them to throw in something extra, like maybe fix the AI difficulty. Everybody knows this game is way too easy. Couldn't they have tweaked it just a little bit? Now, I'm pretty sure they don't want to fix that because it kind of takes away some of the incentive of buying the next game. I'm not going to get into all that. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video in the future. But, you know, if you make this game too good, then you're going to start asking yourself, why am I going to buy this next game? And they don't want you to do that. They want you to keep buying these games. And this business model of doing a yearly release on a sports game, like I've told you guys before, it's basically glorified DLC, you know, with updated rosters and paint schemes and stuff. I hope we see some real content presentation and stuff added to this next game that it feels like a whole new game. I don't want to keep buying these games every year just getting like updated rosters and stuff. The difficulty better be addressed. I mean, you cannot have another game that's this easy. If there was one thing that I say could automatically improve this game, I mean by light years, it's the difficulty. If you just made this game a little harder, it would be that much more enjoyable. It's not fun blowing away the field every race and just dominating each race. That's not fun. And in many ways, when you have to restart your career, you realize that those first few races where you're in inferior equipment, that's the most fun you'll have in this game because the challenge is just trying to get a top 20 or something. It's like not easy. So that's the most fun I've had, actually racing in this game. And it just reminds you that it's important to make this challenging enough where you're not winning races easily. You're fighting for every spot. So it would have been nice if they tweaked that AI just a bit and have them spread out a bit at least give you an improved gameplay experience with this DLC. But I already told you guys I really don't think they want to improve that aspect of it, because then if this game becomes that much better, and then you have the upgraded paint schemes, the new car, the new Roval, why would you want to buy the next game? You know, it's harder for them to get you to buy that next game if they improve this one too much. So yeah, they'll sell you DLC, they'll sell you paint schemes and stuff like that, but they're not going to improve the actual gameplay. They're not going to make the AI more challenging. And that's what bothers me. It would have really added value to this DLC. But as is, I gotta be honest, I don't know if it's worth it. I'm on the fence. I'm not pissed off like, oh my god, it's $10 and you do get the Roval track. So, what do you guys think? Is it worth it? Did you get it? What do you think of the track? Do you agree about the chicane? This thing, it just feels odd. It feels dangerous. And I'm interested to know if you guys have any thoughts on my theory about Red Dead Redemption 2 and why the real reason that it's being delayed. I preface all of that by reminding you it's just an opinion because I don't really have concrete proof, but I'm telling you, man, I feel it. That's what it is. It's all about microtransactions. So I want to see what your opinions are on the matter, and until next time, I look forward to your comments.